uniquely enough, I've had an opportunity here at University of Missouri to see several guys, reach that full potential. On Tuesday, I go to Utah to be with Jordan Clarkson as a golf event. Phil Pressey and I just texted as he got a tap to be the head coach of the G League team for the Boston Celtics. And then Alex Oriaki here recently, when he saw me posting about the alumni game, he said, "Why didn't anybody reach out to me?" So I said, "Alex, trust me, we'll make sure we do it, next year." But I had a chance to see several guys, reach that mark and play in the NBA, and then other guys, to play overseas. So you asked the question, how do I see that happen? It's the same way we did it before. It's the daily process that goes into them committing to the work plan, them committing to self-improvement, them committing to studying the game, and us collaborating with NBA teams to be in here for our pro day. And I'll do some things throughout the course of the year where I'll be sending analytics and reports to a lot of the scouts that I know, as well as some of the representatives of shoe companies that I know. Alongside the player's agent, I'll be making sure that they are known significantly for their accomplishments throughout the season with key NBA personnel and people of that magnitude.
Tim, kind of a two-part. You mentioned all the people that obviously you still know from 10 years ago. Number one, how much easier does that make the first few days of your job? And number two, how different is Tim Fuller than the guy all those people knew 10 years ago?
Wow. So how easy does it make the job? Like I tell you, Gabe, I remained in contact with a lot of people. So to come back and, re-engage, it just kind of reignites the fire and the relationships. So, it's all smiles right now. It's the off season, right? Everybody's happy. Coach is 0-0. So, we're in a great space. I think that, the evolution of Tim Fuller from 10 years ago when I in 2015, I had to take a self-evaluation of Tim Fuller and say, okay, what are the things that I need to be better at if I want to be in college basketball? And one of those things was to better my relationships in the AAU space. So I literally spent probably 5 years or so, up until right after COVID, just diving into AAU and understanding, all the different nuances of AAU basketball, which, ironically enough, I thought I was doing it to become a better college coach, but it helped me build overtime. When I got the OT job, I had to really tap into and rely on a lot of those youth AAU relationships. But then, Gabe, when I was here before, at 35 years old, wherever it was, when am I going to become a head coach? That was my focus. That was my, marching steps. That was my order. I've kind of settled into a place where how many other people can I see? Can I help them reach their dreams and full potential, right? And so I've kind of made a mantra of the last decade of my life helping other people reach their full potential. So, I think that, if you ask Coach, and I've been around enough, from Kyle Smith-Peters, seeming to be like, the next guy up to be one of Coach's guys that gets a head job, I want to do everything I possibly can to assist and help him, reach that goal of becoming the best he can be. All the way down to our GAs like Tariq, who's spent significant time working with my sons and wants to break into the business, and just holding his hand and helping him, become a future assistant coach in the business. I'm at this point here to serve and want to help others reach their full potential and eliminate some of the burden that Coach Gates may have in terms of some of the outside relationships, the handshaking, the agent relationships, and just making sure that Mizzou basketball is covered 360 degrees.
Tim, as far as the timeline for your relationship here, getting here, did you hear about the job first, or did Dennis contact you, and was the general manager role in general a role you were interested in?
Yes, I would say to your question about the general manager role, I would not have pursued an assistant coaching position. I had kind of made up my mind that coming into this new day of college basketball, somebody needed to take the bull by the horns and manage these agent relationships, manage the transfer portal, manage some of the things that were coming down the pike with rev share. And then in terms of hearing about the job, Coach Gates and I would do our monthly sessions in terms of brainstorming. He had talked to me about potentially bringing on a general manager, and we discussed the role. After discussing the role, it was, Coach, I think I could be a fit for that. And so would you want to come back to Missouri? And I told him, I said, it's always been home. He had a process, and he had several people that applied for the position, and he told me that I would be one of the candidates that he would take a look at. But obviously, I'm fortunate enough to be the candidate that he chose. So general manager is what I wanted to be, and the seat I want to sit in, and like I said, in the capacity of serving coach and serving the other assistants and helping them reach their full potential.
Tim, Kyle Helms with ABC 17 News. You have a lot of experience in a lot of different areas, from professional college, Nike, overtime league. How do you feel like all of that experience in all those various ways is going to benefit you in this position?
It's again, ironic you asked that, because I was talking to Nico Harrison recently, the GM that's been under a lot of scrutiny from the Dallas Mavs, and he's a mentor of mine. And he kind of, as I was taking the position, he said, you owe me part of your first check. I said, what are you talking about? He said, we built you to be this. And I can honestly say my time at Nike, being a sports marketing rep on the East Coast, managing the relationships all the way from high school to grassroots through college to the NBA, is the job, right? And knowing the scope of why is everybody in the gym as soon as you walk in the gym, being to identify talent at a high level, knowing the unknown and being able to motivate the unmotivated, finding those gems in the back gym, and then when an agent is telling you their player is worth 3 pots of gold, and you realize that he's only worth 1 pot of silver, being able to find the middle ground. So that time I had at Nike under Nico Harrison and Lynn Merrick, literally now 15 years later, is paying off, because that is what college basketball has transitioned to and evolved to.
Anything else?